Okay, so you've heard the buzzword everywhere, right? NFT. You've seen the crazy headlines about digital pictures selling for millions. But what actually is an NFT? And for real, why would anyone pay a fortune for something they could just right-click and save for free? Let's get into it.
So, to really get it, we've got to start with the core problem they're trying to solve. I mean, in the real world, owning something is pretty straightforward. You hold it, you have the receipt, it's yours. But in the digital world, man, it's a completely different story. How on earth do you prove you own an original file when literally anyone can make a perfect, identical copy in like 2 seconds?
Yep, that's it. The entire internet is basically built on this idea of effortless duplication. We've all done it, right? Right-click, save image as, boom, it's yours. This makes the whole concept of a unique digital original feel, well, impossible. So the big question is, how do you create scarcity? How do you create real ownership in a world that's built on infinite, perfect copies?
Well, the answer is actually hidden right there in the name, non-fungible token. To really understand what that means, we first have to break down the difference between something that's fungible and something that's non-fungible. You know, this sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. Fungible just means something is interchangeable. Think about it like this. My dollar bill is worth exactly the same as your dollar bill. 1 Bitcoin is the same as any other Bitcoin. We could trade them, and neither of us would lose any value. But non-fungible things, they're one of a kind. You can't just swap the Mona Lisa for another painting and call it even. Each one is totally unique. And that right there, that idea of a unique, one-of-a-kind thing, that brings us to the NFT. You can think of it as the big solution to our right-click and save problem. It's basically a digital certificate of ownership.
Okay, so here's the key takeaway. An NFT is a token, just a little bit of data, that gets stored on a blockchain. And a blockchain is just a fancy way of saying a super secure, public record book that anyone can see. This little token represents your verifiable ownership of one unique thing.
So how does one of these things even come into existence? Well, imagine an artist makes a cool piece of digital art. It's just a regular file, like a JPEG. They can then mint an NFT for that artwork. This process creates that unique token that's forever tied to that specific file, and then it's recorded on the blockchain. Just like that, their ownership is set in stone for the whole world to see.
Okay, now this is probably the biggest misconception about NFTs, so listen up. The NFT itself does not contain the art. The actual file, the artwork itself, it's not stored on the blockchain. Instead, the token holds data about the art, like a unique digital fingerprint called a hash, a token name, and a symbol. The absolute best analogy I've heard, an NFT is the deed to the house, it's not the house itself. It's the proof of ownership, not the thing you own.
And the secret sauce that makes this all work? It's the blockchain. Because it's a public ledger that can't be changed, it lets anyone, anywhere, trace the entire life story of that NFT. You can see who made it, who has it now, and every single person who owned it in between. You get this unbreakable, transparent chain of custody. It's like a public history book for that specific item that can never, ever be erased.
All right, so you've bought an NFT. You're the owner. It's on the blockchain. Awesome. But what do you actually get? This is where things start to get a little weird and, frankly, a bit confusing.
First off, you're not getting anything in the mail. And that whole right-click save thing we talked about, yeah, that doesn't go away. Anyone can still view or download a perfect copy of the art for free. And get this is the part that really blows people's minds. The original artist keeps the copyright. That means they can still sell physical prints of the exact same artwork you own the NFT for.
So wait a minute, if anyone can still download the file, and the artist still owns the copyright, what in the world did you just pay for? Well, the phrase that gets thrown around a lot is digital bragging rights. And yeah, that's part of it. But it's a little deeper than that. In a world where our status is increasingly online, this is about owning a verifiable piece of culture. It's the public proof that you, and only you, are the official owner of the original.
Right. And this all leads us to the million-dollar question. Sometimes literally. If you're basically just buying bragging rights, why are some of these things selling for such astronomical prices?
I mean, take a look at this. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, sold an NFT of his very first tweet. That tweet is still up there right now for anyone to see for free, and somebody paid almost $3 million just to say, yep, that's mine.
So why? What makes it worth that much? The answer is kind of funny because it's so simple. An NFT is worth whatever someone is willing to pay for it. That's it. If someone is ready to drop $2.9 million on it, then, at that moment in time, that's what it's worth. It's pure supply and demand, just like in the traditional art world.
But here's the thing. It's really important to remember that this technology is way bigger than just art and tweets. The basic idea, proving you own a unique digital thing, has huge potential. Think about it. Concert tickets that can't be faked, special items in a video game that you truly own and can sell, or even the deeds to actual physical real estate. Pretty much anything that's unique and needs proof of ownership could one day be an NFT.
And so, that leaves us right here with the big, open question. Is this technology the actual future of ownership in our digital world, or is it just a massive speculative bubble built on the ultimate form of digital bragging rights? Honestly, the jury's still out, and the next chapter is being written as we speak.